What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. So before I get started into giving my whole recap on 90 Day Fiance, I want to take this time out to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you who has pressed that button and subscribed, who engages with me in the comment section down below, who shares my videos, and just really has supported Rumor Has It Official since day one. I want to say thank you. This channel would be nowhere without you. When I first started this channel in the end of July, never in a million years would I think that it would grow at the rate that it's growing, and that I would receive so much love and positivity, and also meet and talk and connect with some great people. I want to let you guys know that unfortunately the way that I was doing videos before has to come to an end, and that's because it's not being able to reach everyone. And I want to be able, I started this channel to be able to reach people all over the world, but the way I'm doing it is I'm using clips from the show, and TLC's not having that, and YouTube's not having that. So in order for me to still be able to put up content, for me to still be able to reach you all, I have to do it like this. So you guys will still hear me give my thoughts and my opinions on the show, but you just won't have the clips anymore. And I'm hoping, my heart's desire is that you will stay rocking with me, that you won't give up on me, that you will continue to watch the content and the videos that I put out. With that being said, if you're interested in still hearing me give my review / recap on 90 Day Fiance Season 6, Episode 1, let's get started. So the first couple we have is Colt and Larissa. In this part here, and I did break it up into two parts for you guys. The very first one that I have is part 1. That's the old way I was doing it. So the new way here, this is part 2. And Colt meets up with his cousin and his wife. His cousin and his cousin's wife before Larissa's arrival. The reason for this meeting is Colt's cousin wants to make sure that Larissa's legit, number one, and that Colt has thoroughly thought things through when it comes to this whole relationship, proposing, getting married thing. So Colt's cousin's name is John, and John wants to also make sure that Colt is doing the right thing and doesn't get hurt in the end. John said to Colt, "What makes you certain that Larissa is your love?" This was so hilarious to me because he was trying to deflect off of the question. And he says, "What makes you certain your wife is," you know, that type of thing. So the cousin, just like that, he started telling him, you know, I didn't really think that I was in love until, you know, I didn't really know that I was in love until we started, you know, until experiences came to, you know, I started going through different things with her, and that's when the love really came. And Colt looks so stupid because he has nothing to go off of. He met this woman, went on a vacation with her one time, 2 days into the vacation, he proposed. So he has really nothing to go off of. So Colt answered his cousin and said, "When I first saw her in Mexico, it was like a lightning bolt straight down. I can't describe them." Are you kidding me right now? I mean, wow. He said it was like a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt straight down that he can't describe. So John tells the camera crew he hopes Larissa isn't solely coming just for a visa or a free ride, which she is. We all pretty much feel that she is. So Colt added that he understands his cousin's concerns, but if he doesn't do this, pursue things with Larissa, he will regret it. Colt hasn't talked to Larissa since that last little Skype they did. He Skypes her. She seems very, very happy, and she reveals to him that she finally received her visa. So then she tries it again because she knows what Colt told her the very last time they Skyped, but she was trying it. She then says, will you buy my ticket? And Colt says, oh, I already bought your ticket for 2 weeks. And Larissa's not happy that he rescheduled her flight. Larissa told him since he has some time alone, maybe he can work out and shave his beard. So she basically insults him. See, she thinks she coming down here being slick, but to me, he doesn't look like a pushover to me. You know, I feel like he stands up to Larissa. But he looked very upset and pissed off. Next, moving on, we have Jonathan and Fernanda. So Jonathan meets up with his quote-unquote friend, Danny, before he leaves to meet Fernanda in Mexico to talk things, like he wants to talk things over with Danny. He said Danny naturally became his wingman because all of their friends were in relationships, and she always gives him great advice, basically. He adds that he hasn't told Fernanda anything specific about Danny, but because they were both single, Danny and him were always near each other. So this leads me to believe something at one point was going on between him and Danny. I don't know, but that's just what I picked up because he really struggled to get his words together. It just seemed to me as though they done had maybe some steamy nights. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I really think that he done messed around with his quote-unquote friend Danny. So when Danny arrived, she said it's almost surreal to think about Jonathan being married. The whole time I've known him, he's expressed, I don't want to get married. So that's kind of crazy if at no point have your friends seen a transition happen. They just see you say one thing and the next thing you just this completely changed person. People around you, especially the closest people around you, should see some type of growth, should see you evolve, should see some type of transition to say, okay, I could vouch for them. You know what I'm saying? And she can't even vouch for him. All she's known is he said that I don't want to get married. So that's kind of strange to me. He probably has rushed into this whole Fernanda thing. I'm not going to say probably, he has. She also added that she feels very protective towards him and wants to make sure that he's okay. Now, this is a grown man, okay? So I don't know about all of that. Like I said, I think something has happened between them, and this is just a shock to her that he done moved on, basically. So over drinks, he shows off his wedding band to Danny, and he said that Fernanda bought it for him and wanted him to wear a ring because she's super jealous. Now, I don't know how true that is as far as him saying that she bought the ring for him, because if that was the case, she could have paid for her own car, her own boob job, the money he'd been sending her monthly, you know, weekly, he'd been sending her money. So where she get money all of a sudden to buy a wedding band? I don't know. Maybe he bought his own wedding band. Danny questioned if Jonathan was ready for marriage and if he was sure. Jonathan replied yes, but he's a lot more nervous than he thought he'd be. Fernanda's age comes up in the conversation, and Jonathan says that he didn't know she was 19 years old. He thought she was 24. I believe he's lying on that. He knew that girl's age because he stated when he was kind of talking about her that he kept her secret for a little bit because of her age. So he was aware of her age from the very beginning. I don't think she would have lied about her age. So next, Jonathan is seen packing for Mexico. When he arrives, he spends 5 days with Fernanda, and after a difficult goodbye to her family and friends, Fernanda left Mexico to start a new journey with Jonathan. They land in North Carolina, and Fernanda gets a glimpse basically of how clean Jonathan is because his car is a mess. I mean, it's a filthy mess. Like, you know, normally, you know, when somebody's coming into town, even if you're not the most clean person, you're going to try your best to tidy up a little bit so they don't think you're just like some type of hoarder or you're nasty. You know, you're going to try to clean up a little bit. And he just was a whole mess. So fast forward, they pull up to their new home and the power is out. So he's a little bit embarrassed. You can tell by that the power is out. And moving on, you know, they kind of just go through the home and he's kind of showing her the different rooms because again, it's a new home that he got for them. And while they're in the rooms, Fernanda opens one of his dresser drawers. And the first thing she discovers is a thumb. Jonathan tried to play it off. He really did. He tried to play it off saying it was hers. Like, now that was the worst thing you could do, is lie and try to say it belonged to somebody else. That girl ain't never even been to that home, nor even seen that dresser before, to have some doggone panties in the dresser. Then quickly he says it's old stuff. You know, I feel like guys like him can be so dumb, because why not clean? Why not just clean? Why are old panties still in your drawer? I feel like he really knew he messed up. So Fernanda was very upset, and rightfully so. I think any woman in that situation would be very upset. She said she was fully aware of Jonathan dating lots of women before her, and she wants to believe him and trust him, but you just never know. And that's true. When you meet somebody new or you're dating someone, you want to believe the best about them, but at the end of the day, you really won't know until you spend more time with the person who they truly are. And that's why in this case, it's best to get to know a person before just getting quickly engaged to them. I mean, she's never been to visit him before. So it's just, I mean, kind of the cards that you're dealt with. It's kind of like that's kind of what you signed up for. That's what you get, kind of, because I feel like they need to just take time to get to know these people. But anyway, I guess we're past that because they're on the show, obviously. So basically, you know, it's just frustrating because he welcomed that girl to a messy house. It was a mess. It was a brand new home, but there was just junk everywhere. There was trash, blankets all over the couch. He said they have to sleep on the couch. Just a hot mess. Next, we have Eric and Lita. So Lita and her son, they'll be uniting in a few days with Eric, and he shares that he's very excited for their arrival. Eric adds that Lita is leaving basically chefs. She's leaving maids. She's going to be coming to a 2-bedroom apartment. He also adds that his apartment is pretty small, and his 19-year-old daughter, Natasha, shares it with him. Now, Natasha is his middle daughter. So he has a daughter that's older than Natasha, and that's the one that's closest to Lita's age. They split bills and the rent, but he recently expressed to her that she needs to move out. So basically, he's kicking his daughter out so that he can move Lita in and her son in. Okay, I'm trying to find the words, but there are no words for this. This is crazy. So he's telling her basically she needs to move out. While sitting on the balcony, his daughter Natasha joined him, and he begins to push the issue of her needing to move out. His daughter said, you know, she was trying her best, but it hasn't been easy. She added that she doesn't have a reason to trust Lita, and if she's coming from money, now this is valid, you know, and this is what we're all trying to figure out. What is the deal with Lita? Because something just it's not settling right. I don't know. You know, if she's coming from money, then why is she moving in with them? The daughter, Natasha, she's worried that this is all a game to Lita. Eric told his daughter basically she's coming because she loves him. And he also adds that he hasn't told Lita about his whole living situation. So moving forward, Eric goes to meet with his ex-wife and his 2 daughters, the youngest and the oldest. Him and his ex-wife, you know, they seem to have a really healthy co-parenting relationship. Despite their marriage not working, they all begin to discuss Lita's arrival and how she arrives in 2 days. Now, I will say this. I feel like a lot of things should not be discussed amongst your children, but everybody's family is different. Some people like to sit up there and talk in front of their kids, but I know for me, if I was a parent, I would be like, we can talk about this, you know, personally with me and you know, not with the kids around, because really it's not any of the kids' business. And that's how your kids formulate opinions about people, maybe even negative opinions based off of stuff you've been sitting up there talking about around them, you know. So you just got to be careful of that. If you want somebody to give somebody coming into your life or someone coming into the family a chance, you got to be very careful what you discuss about them in front of your kids, because they're formulating opinions based off of what you say. So moving on, he wanted to know what, you know, what they all thought of the fact that Lita is, you know, only a few years older than his oldest, who is 21. So his oldest says that that's about the weirdest part about the whole thing. He then wanted his ex-wife's thoughts, and she responded that she doesn't really know a whole lot about Lita, and says for Eric to give her some more information so that she can, you know, feel like she knows her a little bit better. So the first thing out of this man's mouth, the first thing he decides to share is the fact that she has money, chefs, maids, and drivers. The ex then said, "Oh, well, why aren't you going over there?" And then he responded, "Because it's America." The ex said that her only concern is that Lita doesn't overstep parental boundaries and that they can, you know, continue to work together. She wants Eric to be happy, but wonders, does she have any ulterior motives? Eric tells his wife that Lita has an issue. Now, this is where he messed up, okay? He tells his ex-wife that Lita has an issue that he has to pay child support on his youngest. I really feel like he should have kept that to himself. He messed up when he did that, because now when you open the floor and tell somebody, yeah, they didn't want to meet you, they got a problem with you because they feel like I shouldn't be paying child support, you really messed up any chance of it being a genuine first meeting between them. It's gonna be a little bit of some like, oh, okay, because you should have seen the ex's face. Like, her face was kind of like, oh, like, I would be looking like that too. You got a problem that this man is paying child support for his daughter? As a parent, you have a responsibility. You could see that her feelings kind of changed up when she got that information from your boy Eric. And the last couple that we have that they showed was Kalani and Asuelu. So Kalani's preparing for Asuelu's arrival. She's excited but also nervous because some of her family members, they don't approve of him. She's lived with her sister for the past 5 years, but they decided to rent out an Airbnb because basically her sister hates Asuelu and she refuses to live with him. Her and her sister are extremely close, and her sister has, you know, really just helped her a lot so far with raising the baby Oliver. Her sister does not approve of Asuelu because Kalani told her that he cheated on her. Kalani says that the truth is it really happened on one of their off times. Kalani went more in depth, saying that she played it up because she was still hurt by it, even though it was an off time or they had kind of left their relationship up in the air, kind of open a little bit because they was going through. So because the fact that he slept with someone else still hurted her, she played it up to her sister as though he was this monster, you know, like he cheated on me and he did me dirty type of thing. So basically she lied and didn't give the full details. In the next scene, Kalani is next going out for drinks with her cousin, her friend, and her sister. You know, she invited them all to come out so that she can come out clean before Asuelu comes to America. Her sister, Leni, I think it's Kalani, but we're going to call her Leni for short. Her sister Leni says that, you know, she wants the best for her sister, but he will be put through some tests and, you know, he better pass them. So the whole time while, you know, these sisters are talking and expressing and she's telling her sister the truth, I feel like I'm watching an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because these girls is crying, but like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the Samoan version, because these girls is just crying and and you know, just all this, and you don't understand, and I love him, and okay, he's a good guy, I'll be his friend, or okay, you lied, you know, and they're just crying, and I'm thinking to myself, like, is it really all that deep? Like, it's that deep? But I guess that's just how close their bond is. But like I said, yeah. Moving on, you know, they go back and forth. At one point, Kalani gets up, kind of storms off, very dramatically, goes outside. Her sister goes after her. They hug it out, but it still doesn't seem like there's any real peace or resolve there. She adds that, you know, she accepts that her sister lied and sarcastically says, now me and him can be best friends. So, you know, I don't really know what's going to go down with that. I need to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of episode 1 of 90 Day Fiance? I know a lot of my subscribers were saying they were not going to be watching this season, but I want to know if some said that and they end up changing their mind. Leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss another upload from Rumor Has It Official. Share this video with a friend, and I thank you again all so much for your continued support. It means so much to me. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to share our thoughts and our opinions on all our favorite reality TV shows. Some we love, some we love to hate. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.